Welcome to the Port Charles Update with your hosts, Mish and Mel. Hello.
Hello, what an interesting week. Only 4 days, though.
Oh my gosh, that's true. I totally forgot that. Okay, so we're going to do this.
45 minutes, y'all.
I don't know. That's hopeful of you. Okay, so I'm really I'm excited. Like there was a continuation of like the Dante, the Lulu, the Rocco. Oh my gosh, I had such a laugh.
Tell
So
me.
you see the clips, right? You have Dante bustling in the PCPD squad
Yes.
room, okay? And then it's paralleled with Lulu standing in front of Danny and Charlotte and not being able to answer their questions.
Yes.
What's wrong with Rocco? He's been acting weird. And then Saved by the Bell, the phone rings, and Dante is like, hey, because he's, trying to give her an update about this investigation. And she's like, Dante, I'm in the middle of something.
It's super important.
I could not believe that. Like, your son's missing. There's an
Yes.
active investigation about said son. And she's busy. Like, it's just so funny watching the parallels between what she's being faced with and then what Dante's dealing with. And I loved how he was like, me too. Me too. Like, do you mind? It's about the missing child who used the fake passport you procured for him.
I love what they're doing because, for a while when everything went down with Brooklyn, we were like, why isn't anybody seeing what we're seeing? And now we're like, not only are they highlighting even more the Lulu-ness of it all, but showing everybody else's reaction around her, actually seeing her for who she is.
Oh, yeah, that feels insane. Like, I can't, like, because it's not the only area where I'm seeing that, where I feel like we're finally getting what we've been talking about, like, shown to us. But I don't really watch The Bachelor, but I'm thinking about The Bachelor, like, when they give someone a rose to be like, "I
Yes.
pick you." I love that Rocco did it in the most Spencer way, because as Ethan said today, he's one of
Yes.
us. He's one of us. So he took the fake passport and gave it to Britton's like, "You are my mom. I choose you." I find that so funny.
So good. I love that. It is really good. And I don't watch The Bachelor either, but I understand that part.
So he tells her to hightail it. I don't even know if she told them where she was going, like, she's not telling them anything. It's like, "Your
No.
brother's gone.
Mm.
He left the
Deal with it.
country with Brit. Do we know anything? No. Can I say what's going on with your brother? Also, no. I gotta go." Do
Bye-bye. There's
and
snacks in the kitchen.
I keep thinking about that comment from last week when someone pointed out that, like, she can't parent more than one child at once.
Yes.
She's like, I can't right now. Parenting with you is on pause." Like, today Chase was talking about all Willow has going on. He's
Mm.
like, "You have your kids part-time. You have other responsibilities full-time." And so when I think about Lulu and Charlotte, it's like, you have them part-time, but you can only do half of that at once. So, that's a quarter? So no math here. No math
No, no
allowed.
math on this podcast.
No math allowed. So, it was the best thing. She shows up to the PCPD, but I feel really icky about how that went
Oh,
when Chase
yes.
started speaking to her and Lulu
Mhm.
started opening up her mouth. How'd you take it?
The lies just roll off too easy. Like, we're used to people, like, scheming and doing all these things, but when Lulu said what she said about the passport, I wanted to reach into my TV.
What lies? She said he has a fake passport. She You know what I mean? Like, I could like, the fact that she offered that information,
Yeah.
she coulda said anything. She coulda said, "You can look out for that name. I know that he likes it."
He uses it when we play at game night.
Maybe you can search. You can look around, see, and then let them be confused and like, "But how did he get the name he likes onto a passport?"
We don't know.
That was like that was crazy. Like, the whole goal is to protect Rocco from a crime, but then she started by pinning that particular crime of hers onto her son. Yeah,
Yes.
he has a fake passport. Yep,
But then
it's his.
Dante jumped in
Didn't
and
like
she
that.
no, and that's what I meant, like, I know what he was doing, and I'm really mad at him. I am.
Can you tell me what he was doing? 'Cause, like,
He was shifting blame, obviously, but I want Lulu to get in trouble. Like, at the end of the day, I think it's obviously all gonna come out, and Dante is gonna get, some consequences for this. So is Lulu. I absolutely despise the fact that he's blaming this all on Brit because at the end of it all, like, they're both to blame for how all of this went down. I mean, obviously Lulu more,
yeah, I guess he's that mad at her because we talked about it last week. We're like, "What's Dante's deal?"
right?
But, yeah, I think he's still mad about the whole baby thing, um, like, that happened a long time ago. Yeah, so he feels a type of way, and you're right, you're reminding me what happened, the fact that he was like, I just couldn't believe that he shifted the blame to Brit because I
Yes.
thought he understood. Like, doesn't he understand, like, the how everything connects? Like, your son committed a crime, like, you're acting like Brit just took him for funsies. Your son shot someone, and Brit is being forced to work for those people. I guess maybe that's something they don't know, it's something Charlotte knows, but they don't know.
But didn't Brit at some point say to him that she tried to push Rocco away? Like, she
Yes.
tried to create
Yeah.
distance? Like, it's like he's not hearing what she's actually saying, and they're just looking for somebody to blame because blaming Lulu completely is not making him feel any better, and then he has to look within a little bit about all of this that's going on and how in some way he hasn't embraced the relationship with Rocco and Brit. So at least he would have somebody who understands him, like a second person. But they were both ganging up on the whole don't talk to Brit. It's like the whole don't touch the button. And all you want to do is touch the button.
I just felt like this is a perfect example of just creating your own narrative and running with
Yeah.
it, I think. And also, why are they hugging for no reason? Like, do you realize Nathan never
Honestly.
looked once? He didn't catch them hugging? That's why I was like, "What's going on, guys? Why are they hugging for no reason?" I'm like, "You can't tell her that her whole life is a fantasy. Tell her you're a fake mom, and then turn around and be nice to her. That's not
I
fun for me."
know. No, it's not. It's not fun at all.
"Oh, let's be a united front." Now? Now you wanna be a united front. I don't even think that that's helpful at this point. Like, I don't even know what you 2 have to do with finding Rocco, period. Like, because neither of you are gonna find him.
Well, Sunny laid it down for them.
Oh my gosh,
Or laid it out.
that was funny, but before that, there was Obrecht, right? So they're at the police
Yes.
station. They're looking for Brit. And everybody happens to be there when they come in with the warrant. And I'm like, "Hey, you're being a bit much." She's like, "We have a warrant to search the place." I'm like, "Literally, you have the warrant to search one room. Like, you could have maybe
Yeah.
just done that." And then Obrecht's there, Nathan's there, and he's like, "What's going on?" And so when Obrecht walked into the police station, I loved it. It was just a dose of reality. Like, when
Yes.
she's like, "What happened to my poor Britta?" And then Lulu went at her, and I loved it. I loved how much Obrecht didn't care, and I love what she
Yes.
said. "What you did backfired." And that's what I mean about, like, creating a narrative that you're choosing to run with. It's because Obrecht says this to you. You privately tell Dante, "She's right, you know." And I'm like, "Yeah, like, everybody knows." But despite that, their next strategy is, first, it's, "Brit got our son a fake passport to take him."
Yes.
Then they get a video that confirms that he made this choice,
Yeah.
okay? And third thing was, should we tell the FBI she kidnapped him? Because
I
now
think
that we
not.
know he left voluntarily,
Yeah.
should we disregard that completely, those facts that we have, and just alert the FBI?
I couldn't believe she didn't know how to make the connection of law enforcement and all the people who talk to each other.
I just can't believe this lawbreaker thought of the FBI. That floors me. I mean, she's such a Spencer.
I know,
Where
right?
are your connections? Where are your connections? Like, why are you calling the FBI or the police when you have connections? That's what a Spencer would do.
Yeah, she's a sad Spencer.
She's not a Spencer. Like, that's the whole point. Like, I loved when Ethan said that. Like, because I think Tracy can talk for
Yes.
days and define exactly what a Spencer is. Oh, you and your Spencers and your fake passport. And then the whole, yeah, Rocco's one of us because he took it and ran away with Brit. He took it and he ran away with Brit. Like, Ethan can
Yep.
say that whole sentence and they can't, they, like you said, they agreed to be us against Brit. And I just couldn't get what Obrecht said sort of out of my head. And I just was watching this thinking, if you do this, right? If you try to go after Brit, kind of defy, what he sort of proclaimed in that video,
Mhm.
what do you think's gonna happen? Like, at this point, he trusts her this much. His mom was going to run away with him. Like, his mom knows
Yes.
everything. It's not like he's running and nobody knows the truth. Both of his parents know the truth.
Yes.
And despite all that, that is who he feels safe with as Obrecht shoved in Lulu's face. And
Loved.
not to mention, for Rocco, Britt is a person who is choosing to lose her life for him.
Yeah.
She, like, just like Dante keeps saying, it's your fault. Lulu is saying, it's your fault. You brought the trouble.
Mhm.
She's like, I agree. And the best way to stop the trouble is to sort of take myself off the board. But it's more
Yes.
than that, you know? And they even talked about it, but again, disregarded it. Lulu and Dante said, do you think that Britt realized Cullum was on to Rocco?
Mhm.
That being the mitigating factor as to why she would do that.
Exactly.
So I just I don't think this is gonna go the way that Dante and Lulu think when it
No.
comes to their relationship with Rocco. I think it's gonna get rockier.
Yes.
But as for Sonny, so he finally hears, guys, I don't know why nobody tell me. why why don't I know? And the funny thing is, he's spoken to Brit. Like she called
Yes.
him.
With great information.
And so how much do you think Sonny knows, right? Because he did lay things out, right? He
Yes.
he sort of he said like, you were gonna go on the run with Rocco. Now Brit's on the run. We know Brit's involved with this stuff. You're kind of afraid of Cullum. Like, he was listing these things out. Do you think that he put it together? Because, like, he knows that Jason didn't shoot. Does he know that? That Jason didn't shoot?
Yeah, he did know because remember Brennan, I think there was something weird about the whole Jason thing. I think he does know.
Okay. But do you think he knows about Rocco, that he put that together?
It's Sunny, so to be honest, I'm
It's
not
hard to
sure, but I
tell.
feel it is hard to tell. He's playing it cool. He's like, "I know, but really, maybe I don't. I'm just a cool guy. I'm a mob guy." I think he will figure it out and put it all together because this whole story's coming to a head. Jason is supposed to be back in June. I don't know when exactly the date is for his first, like, episode
Mhm.
back.
Mhm.
Um, so I think it's all gonna come together, but right now, he has a little bit of information from everywhere, and it would be really easy to piece it together.
Yeah. And I think that regardless, he got their attention.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
and him pointing out that, like, Colin would be watching them, and I just started laughing because I'm like, this is exactly what happened with Charlotte. She went to go chase Charlotte, and she
Yes.
led the WSB right
Yes.
to them, and then her daughter was involved in a shootout, and she blamed Valentine.
I wish
And
Dante would have
Dante,
brought
I
that up.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, he wants to go search too. So, just so much calling attention to themselves. I'm kinda disappointed that, like, Dante didn't put that together.
I know.
And I loved how he kinda highlighted that he was in the know. Because when Sonny brought up Brick,
Mhm.
Dante was like, "He's good."
Yes.
And then I loved how I didn't love it, but it was funny watching everybody lead Lulu to a decision she thinks she made. "Okay, let's go with Brick."
Yes. So true.
It's so hard to watch.
Yes, very much so.
It's so hard to watch. The only comforting thing is knowing that Rocco has a mind of his own, and I was thinking about this. He doesn't really see Brit as a perfect person, and their
Uh-huh.
relationship between them hasn't really been smooth. It's not like things are hard with mom, and he's like, "She spoils me. She gets me ice
Yes.
cream. She says yes to me all the time." It's not smooth,
No, she
like,
shook him.
but yeah, she jostled him repeatedly. They fought, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and in a way, it is sort of the opposite, the idea of, like, oh, one parent's strict and then, like, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this one's being lenient, so I'm gonna favor them." But in this instance, everything with Lulu is very, fake,
Yes.
entirely, and with Brit, it is the opposite. There's way more realness, like, they speak from such a genuine, authentic place. That's so dangerous.
It really is. Like, I know Obrick is like, "Well, Brit is his mother." So
I know, I know, I know.
but at the end of the day, we've seen Nina go through this, we've seen Willow be on the opposite end of that, of treating the people you love as an object, as a representation of something
Yeah,
you want it to be, but not knowing how to actually be. And
yeah.
even though Brit is not a mom, that connection, their way of communicating, their understanding, like you said, not perfect, but there is that bond, there is that rawness, there is the honesty, the vulnerability,
Vulnerability,
like
yes.
yes.
Something else about Lulu, though, like, I was thinking about her journey, and I'm like, she hasn't had one, like, as a person. So, like, the fact that I would
Like
ever
growth
ex
or
she's had no journey. I don't see and I don't necessarily want her to grow. Like, sometimes it's funny having someone's
yeah.
growth just being stunted. But if you think about it, it's like, there was a fantasy of her parents, but she didn't have anything. She didn't have anything, you know what I mean? She latched on to the reputation of her parents. She tried
Yes.
latching on to her dad, and I mean, sure, he spoke back to her, but, like, that's it. And then when the family wasn't around, what did she do? She then latched on to Maxie in the sense that Maxie had a path, which was, "I love fashion and I wanna work at Crimson." And what did Lulu
Yes.
do? "Me too. I
That's
could do
so
fashion too."
true.
And then she intruded on that. Like, she's never really had her own life, and then when it was Dante, it was like, "I'm all about Dante. I'm all about the law. I love all of this." Like, she's never really had, she's never
Her own
really developed.
personality?
No, no, no.
Okay, okay. It's so
Yeah.
true.
He mentioned Jason coming back, and I thought about this because, again, worrying about the Rocco-Danny relationship. So we keep thinking, like, well, Danny's gonna be mad that that he was separated from his dad because of Rocco, but then I thought about this part of it too.
Okay.
But, like, Rocco saved his dad's life. I guess I forgot about that part, that might be
Yes.
something Danny would be grateful
Appreciate.
for. Yeah, like, that's the thing that I feel like if it's bad, that's what Jason's gonna point to. "I did this because he saved my life."
Yes, yes.
And
Okay, I love that.
yeah, and Danny, he misses his dad and he was trying to take action and, it came up with Alexis and the girls this week about, like, he wants to join the mob and all this. So I feel like he can connect with that, right? Because he wants to be like his dad and live by codes similar to his dad. So I feel like that's something he he could connect with.
Yes, I
Uh,
totally agree, and I reminding us.
So, okay, so Alexis is freaking out, calls the girls over. It was interesting because clearly they had no idea what was going on. They're like, "I thought he was settling in as an orphan. Was he not?"
Right? Weird.
Wasn't he a cozy, comfy orphan? I don't know, without any parents. So they filled them in, and it was just so funny because, like, I liked those scenes of the Davis girls, but at
Mhm.
the same time, like, Christina was projecting to no end. Like, "Just have faith in Danny." I'm like,
I
"No." Like,
know.
he's reckless, but that was clearly coming from her experience, and that's when the scene took on a whole different, I guess, perspective that I really, really appreciated. Like, they've come a long way. Like, you
Yeah.
have Molly there, and they're able to talk about this, so respectfully and calmly, but just Molly saying, like, I don't know, like, you were different to me than her. Like, we were different. Like, my
Yeah.
experience with you was different. And then Alexis was able to be honest about it. So I found all of that to be really interesting and something I've always kind of loved about the Davis girls. Again, they've been through a lot, but we had no idea what was to come for the Davis girls.
Before that's to come, I just wanna point out, I really, really love how Molly was reflecting on who she was growing up. Her mom is
Oh,
like, "You
yes.
you follow the speed limit. I didn't have to worry about your friends. You got good grades." She's like, "Wow, I was super annoying."
Yeah.
I thought that was on point. Like you said, it was a great scene because for many, many years, they were always both kind of put into a box, each of them
Mhm.
very separately, and had their very specific relationships with their mom. But to see them acknowledge it the way that they did was like, wow, it was
Yes.
the perfect time for it and what we needed because we've been talking about it for a long time.
Yes, I think you nailed it. The fact that that was so much history, done so succinctly and so cleanly
Mm,
and so clearly, and it packed such a punch, but nothing packed as much of a punch
girl.
as Christina telling us that she got accepted to med school.
I was like, "They better break this down." They did the next day because 'cause I'm like, "This makes 0 sense," and then that was, like, the cliffhanger for those 2 for that storyline. And then she's like, "Oh, I've just been, like, sneaking and studying for the MCATs," like, a little sneaky bit here at the bar when people are drinking in between drinks. I'm like, "What is happening?"
I know. And then she was like, "I just wanted to see, like, if I could do it." And I kept thinking to myself, "You mean prove that you're as good as Molly, better than Joss?" Like, that's sort of how I took it
Yes, that's so good.
at first, but then it
Mhm.
got real. So that was so then, yes, that was definitely another gold star scene because
Yes.
then things were said that I feel like we can all relate to.
Of
Christina
course.
said, "I don't wanna go because 'cause I'm a flake." I was like, "Thank you, some honesty." It's well appreciated. I don't want her to be a flake. I think she's grown, but
No.
then certain things kinda happen where she's like, "Why do you always have to do this? Like, why can't she grow? Like, why can't she actually learn a lesson?" You can still learn a lesson and be, like, fun and crazy and do, like, really dramatic things, but still be evolved. But this is quite the journey for her. Like, all I kept thinking was, "Okay, like, mob doctor? Like, doctor? Like, legitimate doctor."
You know what I was we have a whole Felicia situation on our hands right now, where we
Yeah.
think there's gonna be some wild big story like Mob Doctor, but she's gonna be like a legit doctor. We don't have Gannon anymore, but it's gonna take her like 7 years to be a doctor unless she takes the fast track, and when she comes back, we know it's gonna be a different potentially a different actress, that she's
Yeah.
taking a break
Yeah.
from, General Hospital right now, so this is, like, one of possibly the coolest kind of write-offs for now.
I mean, I think unexpected. At first, I'm like, "This is so unrealistic in a world where people come back from the dead."
Right?
And then to top it off with this bizarre kind of news, she does the, "I don't think I'm gonna go." And I'm like, "Oh, the classic fake out. I'm not gonna go to medical school, but I'm gonna go to medical school?" You're gonna
Yep.
go, and you're gonna do
Yeah.
the opposite of what you just said. "I'm a flake, I'll never finish." Like, I believe you, but I think you're gonna finish. I think that's gonna be the point. But this is
Yes.
crazy. How is that gonna what's that gonna do to their family dynamic? Molly's a lawyer. Her mom's a lawyer. Christina owns a bar. She's the family loser. That's who they've made her out to be. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do when Christina comes back? What's that gonna do to the family? That she's a doctor.
I think it's gonna shake things up in the best way, and I think that's why they had that conversation. It was a respectful acknowledgement of the past, trust for the future, and see what happens when she gets back.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be a doctor. So what? Like, she becomes what Jocelyn was supposed to be,
Yeah.
and then Jocelyn becomes what? You know what I mean? Like,
That's the biggest question mark
I
ever.
can't
All
even
we know
answer
is
that.
right
I
now
can't even
she's
answer that.
she's living that basement life,
Ugh, but
that
I
mom
will
vacay.
I will give early gold stars to kind of, like, their deep conversation when she explained when and why. I was like, "Oh, I guess that's relatable because you literally fell out of a window,
Yeah.
and we didn't watch you recover."
No, we weren't there for all those scenes.
No, so, like, we heard about all these things happening behind the scenes and what that
Mhm.
was like for her, and the fact that they can say "our daughter" because she says it to
I
Molly. I think Molly
know.
finally heard what she deserved to hear. She said, I couldn't follow through. Like, I feel like these are words that needed to be acknowledged, that she made this
Yes.
promise and she couldn't go through with it. Again, this was different. It was significant. There was an emotional component to the whole thing. But Molly was like, "No, I think you followed through on your love for the child that you committed to." So, I mean, that was huge. That was a
Huge.
lot of water under the bridge.
Yes, and, like, she ran a bar and then built it again. She has a charity, like, there's a lot of things that she's stuck with.
Yeah, but it's so weird.
I agree.
Because I had posted, like, a story of, like, I guess, serving shots in a bar is not that different from providing shots in a hospital. So,
Exactly.
I look forward to
Yeah.
whoever this new Christina is and when that will happen because honestly, like, I just don't think you can leave the Davis women alone for that long. Like, it's just Molly and Alexis holding it down. I mean, Molly's doing a good job entertaining us as with
Oh
Cody.
my word, so good, like, I love that they're good together and that we've gone through all the BS already, and they're my favorite little B story happening.
No, they are. There was only one thing about those scenes, like, it was all very cute, Cody doesn't mind being, like, the celebrity. I really do think I think it would be so fun if they do, like, a special of Molly and Cody, like, doing the book tour. Like, before I had said, like, a Netflix movie of, like, the making of this movie, but I think it would be really funny side story, like, if you did, like, a mini series or a couple of, like, primetime episodes of Cody and Molly on tour, something that doesn't shake up the, like, regular storylines.
I would love that, and I definitely think because he did some modeling before, that because she didn't like the cover, that eventually it's gonna be the both of them on the
Oh,
cover, and then that could lead into, like, the book tour even exploding even more, and then it would give it, like, some spice to this, like, mini series of her book tour.
yeah, do you think Molly's jealous at all that he used to model with his, like, cousin girlfriend? Sister girlfriend?
I
Cousin
I
girlfriend.
hope not.
Oh my gosh. So the thing that got me in their scenes because, like, she's like, "Anybody could have walked in," like and then she says, "Scout's been traumatized enough for a lifetime." I was stunned at that comment. I'm like, "You mean your dead sister?" Like, really? Like, that happened? Like, it was such a
Uh,
heavy, lightly thrown reference. "She's been traumatized
yes.
enough for a lifetime." Ha I'm like, "That's your sister."
I know, I was like, "Ooh, that's dark, girl."
Oh my gosh,
And your door has a window?
I
1,
know. I
okay?
know,
Like, come on, people. They
she's like,
work. You look out, you see out, people look in, they see in, window.
"It works just like you think it does." They work as expected. Oh my gosh, that was so good. So do you think Lucas is gonna agree to help Laura? And how is Laura gonna ask Lucas to do this in a way that's not outing herself?
There is so much there. They're like, "Yeah, yeah, Lucas and Pascal, they're besties. We'll really be able to."
That was insane to me. It was like, I liked how they were talking about who they trust, like Ava versus Lucy, because Lucy is Sunny, Ava is Laura. So it was like, no, no. Then they both were thinking Lucas is more reliable. And I loved how everything was coming out. The connection between Lucas, oh, Pascal, Pascal's our way in. But what's also happening is that Ava's having a conversation with Jens, being like, did he have a lover?
Mhm.
And then she's really leading him to Pascal. She's like, well, did he have someone who loved him that he didn't really like back? Was there someone in the city who wanted Marco and was mad that he was with someone else? And Jens was like, I think it's Lucas.
Like, I could not, like, I was just honestly hoping that he would recognize the tie Pascal was wearing.
Or the man that Ava described clearly.
He
The
has
man
a
with an
French
accent.
accent.
That's all she was missing. She was fully describing him, and this is crazy town. And then meanwhile, you have Lucas being like, "I'm good," and Carly's like, "Let me know the moment things seem weird or just sketchy with Jens," and Jens is all like, "I think Lucas killed my son." And Lucas is like, "Everything's been fine, and it's still fine. I live with murderers. I live with people who can, like, off you, disappear you, and I'll be okay as I try to take all of them down with 0 experience." I'm starting to think that, like, Pascal might be an ally in some way.
I'm thinking that too, that at the end he might have to help to kind of save his own life because Lucas pointed it out. He's right in the middle of it. He's the reason why Marco is like they're both accountable for
Yeah.
portions of it. Obviously, Cullum did the dirty work. But what do you think
Mhm.
could possibly be in that autopsy that would open Jen's eyes? Like take it away from Lucas basically and lead him potentially in the right direction.
I don't know. The knifing,
I was
like,
like the
so much
kind of knife.
knifing. I
Yeah.
maybe there would be something there because you know what? You're onto something because when the penthouse blew up, there was
Mhm.
a WSB connection with the device used.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so there could be something there if he were to read it. But, okay, so let's just say that this whole, "Oh, we're responsible for, like, Marco's death" thing, if this were a love story, this is
Mhm.
how it would go.
'Kay.
Pascal wears the tie that belonged to the man he loved, unrequited, but what if he realizes he's really in love with the man who picked the tie?
Yeah, that's totally a Hallmark movie.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly the vibe. Okay, the opposite of a Hallmark movie would be like the Ashford Family right now.
Mesh,
Yep,
I every
yep.
scene with literally, I was like, "Her head must be exploding." Every scene with Curtis, I'm like, "How could
I
her head explode more?" Like, her head must be hurting so much.
I wrote I'm staring at my notes now. "There are witnesses, dummy!" Like, I just I'm like
That's gonna be my favorite quote at the end, okay?
and then there's, like, because his whole because I could not believe that he was talking like this to Trina. That made me go, "Maybe you are a terrible parent." Maybe, because you're not showing remorse, you're telling
Yeah,
her he deserved it, you're going on and on and on that he provoked you, and I'm like, "But you provoked him. Dish it out but can't take
exactly.
it?" You can't say that that man, like, provoked you in any way when you goaded him nonstop,
Mhm.
okay? Like, I just can't with that.
No, it was so bad, it was so bad. So there was the terrible scene with him and Michael, the terrible scene with him and Trina and Jordan, the terrible scene with him and Portia. Like, there was too much
No.
Curtis this week, too much.
The Portia and Curtis scenes were everything, but, like, I just think it was gross how it went down with, like, him and Trina specifically, and I
Yeah,
was mad with her too, but what I kept thinking was, like, you're, like, going on and on about, like, the punch, but it's like, you were just moments away from punching him, like, the level of rage that
yes,
you
yes.
showed up with was insane. Like, it was seriously just a matter of time, like, you would have found any reason. But the thing is, for me, it's like, how do you expect me to have any respect for your tantrum when Carly co-parented with Ava?
Honestly,
Like, that's
mic drop right
all.
there.
Like, that's all I have to say. And then he hates that Trina's stuck in the middle, and then you kinda amplified the divide to the point that Jordan suggested that, "Okay, now that I see that this is really gonna negatively impact the family, really
Mhm.
break us apart. Like, maybe we should let this go because there's consequences of badgering Isaiah." Like, she actually says all this. Like, the
Yes.
moment Trina came into the picture, Jordan reconnected with herself a bit.
Yes, you did.
But then he's talking to talking to Michael, and then he starts to make a little bit of sense.
Mhm.
When he says stuff like, "Yes, Michael, but the difference between me and you is that you didn't murder, you didn't shoot Drew. I did the crime."
I did
And
the punch in.
And I loved Michael just being like, yeah, because he was like, Isaiah, hurt his car in the hurt his car and damaged his car. He was rude. He was and then he was like, "Yeah, Curtis, cars are getting bigger, parking garages aren't."
I love that, the logic.
I loved it because it's just like a smart way of calling him stupid.
Yes.
And I loved it. Also, what that taught me was that soaps make you see that there's so much time in a workday for gossip and a good hang. Also what I learned. And, like, the weirdest part of the conversation because, like, again, Michael is logical, and he's, like, pointing out holes in his whole narrative, and
Yes.
then he goes, "Come on, Michael. He's a doctor. He could just ask his patient's permission." And then Michael points to the fact that, like, some people require discretion. "He's not a
Mhm.
mob doctor." I'm like, "He's literally been a mob doctor.
Honestly.
He's literally done that." I
Oh,
just
Curtis.
it was just too much, but then it's like you can tell Michael is onto something because he just says real fast, "Route 91 is the fastest way to the Quartermain estate."
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He says that when he's, like, in that interaction with Curtis. So I
I
was like,
didn't
"Oh,
catch that.
no." I'm like, "Oh, no." But I just thought it was so funny, like, Curtis is all, like, obsessed with Isaiah. He's like, "I don't wanna miss the birth of my I'm gonna talk to Justine because 'cause I'm not missing the birth of my kid." And I was just laughing, and I posted this.
Yes, I
And
saw
it's
that.
my favorite line. It's my favorite line. So the fact that Curtis missed Trina's birth by 20 years and is likely to miss his next kids by 10 to 20,
Accurate.
I thought that was good. I thought that
So
was
good.
so good. But even better, so you said, like, with Lulu, you feel like we're being seen, and I feel seen there, but I could not have felt more seen watching Portia talk to Curtis. It was gold, and that was something
Yes.
that was when I started to appreciate Portia more and more. 'Cause I
Okay.
didn't really care for her all that much. But then, like, when the way she would talk back to him, I was like, "Wait a second. You're starting to see Curtis the way I see Curtis. I
Right?
like you a ton." And I love how chill she is when she
Yes.
goes at him. Like, for me, I felt she asked a really important question, and then the next day happens, and Curtis is just Curtis. But she says to him point blank, and obviously, we're gonna circle back to this question.
Mhm.
What will you do when you learn that Isaiah is innocent?
Right?
And that is a legitimate question, and it's gonna
So
be a
good.
long journey until Curtis can get there, and I loved a lot of what she said. She's like, "You're just so self-righteous, like, you just can't fathom that you could be wrong," and when she when they were talking, I kinda realized, I'm like, "You know what? This is a court case. This is a court case, and if Curtis's motive is he did this thing, that's a mitigating factor, and I'm sure his lawyer, which I'm so curious to find maybe Rick. Would Rick do it?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
So I'm just wondering what lawyer he's gonna use, but if like, that would be his lawyer's, I guess, defense, just how Alexis sort of pointed the finger to Michael, I guess in order to kind of maybe lessen the consequences of this, they would have to prove that Curtis was right about Isaiah. So then they're going to look into this and the truth will end up coming out on the stand because everything is already breaking down with Rocco. Like that's like in the middle of coming out,
Yes.
right? So at this point, we know that Lulu is staying in town. And so there's a good chance that Isaiah's alibi will be cleared during Curtis's trial, which will then amplify his consequences.
Ooh.
And you know what else? You know what else?
Tell me.
So while he's talking to Michael, I think they had like cut to a scene of Drew.
Yes.
And I think Drew is going to get his job back at Aurora. Okay. Because the
Oh.
trial's going to happen. But what if that coincides with the truth coming out about Drew? Because remember, family gets mad, but family doesn't stay mad.
Oh, hot damn. Okay. Okay.
It's so funny. Because, like, because even more is going on, right? It's kind of playing out a little bit
Yes.
like how we talked about, right? That Kai would feel a type of way. And guess what? Kai feels a type of way because he met fictional Derek.
Exactly.
Derek is this character who obviously is not really sick because it's a soap opera and all of it's pretend. So I am loving the drama Derek is bringing to the table.
Trina couldn't sleep about it. She, like, really connected with Gio about this whole situation.
Oh, do I have something to say about that too?
I
So
feel like you do.
what bothered me a lot about Trina is the fact that she went to her mom after, and I
Brutal.
was livid when she walked in, kinda realizing what she was angling for,
Mhm.
but she said for me, I was just angry. How much more can Portia compromise for the good of the
On it.
family?
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Like, enough. Like, Trina being like, "Oh my god, my hands are gonna get cut in the middle," so why not live your own life then? Like, why not?
Truly.
Why not have a relationship with your dad and let your dad's crap be his? Why don't you do that?
Yes.
Why don't you put up boundaries, say, "Dad, I know that this is hard for you and I wanna be here for you, but this is not really a topic for me." Like, he's got a girlfriend. He's got a girlfriend
Exactly.
that is very significant. She's not just any girlfriend. He was married to her once. So she's very significant.
Exactly.
Unlike someone who treats you well. So there's that reality too. Trina can just have a relationship with her mom who doesn't really put her in the middle and talk about it, and was when she saw her, was more than happy to talk about anything but that, and enjoy your sibling, and go sing,
Exactly.
okay? Like, just do that. But you bring up Trina and Gio.
Yes. What do
There
you
were
think?
there were also scenes with Kai and Emma.
Yes.
Yeah, well, remember last time we were talking, I was like, "Someone's gotta cheat. It's summer."
I know.
There
It's
has
gotta
to
get
be
spicy.
well, because I think like I said, Trina and Gio give Trina Cameron vibes.
Yes.
And there was like
So much.
there was a real connection there, and I think that there is a lot of connection more than I realized. So their conversation interaction was obviously deeper than the Kai Emma one.
Yes.
And so when Trina was talking to Gio, Gio says he related. He related. That was a huge bonding point when parents lie to you about who you are and how it messes up your
Mhm.
entire life. I was like, it's
Damn.
true. A woman who's gone through some stuff, unlike Emma,
I
who's
can't
like
with her.
you know what I mean? Like, last week we talked about her, that, like, what's going on with her grandma is, like, the first dramatic thing to happen. Like, she's dying to
Yes.
rebel, but has nothing to rebel against. You know?
Exactly.
It's like her parents save lives, and her whole rebellion is like, "Oh, yeah? Well, I'm gonna save animals. Do you not care about animals, just humans?" So she's, like, doing her thing. It was like, "You do" like, she's trying to find herself. She's like, "You do people,
Yes.
I do animals, and let me just chase some drama. Let me chase some life experience." And when life experience finds her, she, like, crumbles on the floor. It's like, "I'm pretty sure you can make a better cup than when you were 6."
So wait, does she go to school? What does she do?
She goes to school.
She goes to school. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
She goes to school with Kai
Okay.
and Trina.
Got it.
Yeah. But then so not only did that happen, I learned a ton of stuff about Trina. Maybe
Tell me.
one thing. But this was so crazy to hear and really, really deep. I really feel like there's a lot of knots to us. Like, I feel like they're going really deep into the dynamics and
Okay.
like, because we talk about Trina, as somebody who's maybe more hopeful, like that we're more
Mhm.
hopeful for Trina than we are about Curtis. But to listen to Trina say, my dad always demanded honesty, and that's what made me assume he was always right.
Huh.
That was, for me, mind blowing. I'm like, that's a nugget. Like, that's a huge, deep nugget. That's like the potential of Trina growth. I've never seen this. Like, look at her running around. Look
True.
at how simply she saw this. Oh, my dad's struggling. He won't budge. Let me go make my mom budge more. And then when she was with Kai and Kai didn't seem to be on her dad's side, she kinda snapped back until Kai was like, "Well, no, there are real consequences to what your dad did. Your
Mhm.
dad did a thing, and now this kid might die." And so, like and that's what we said. Trina's gonna be caught between her father and this sort of action of, like, this child that could die. And so, she is going to be forced to see her other dad a different way because she forgot about Taggart. And so I think this is really the moment where everybody will see Curtis the way that we do because he's gonna go hard. You know, the self-righteousness, the rigidity, the I'm always right, everyone's always wrong. You know, what Trina sees as him demanding honesty is really just a lot of control about how people are to behave toward him, but not necessarily things he'll do for others because like, at the end of the day, like, Trina doesn't know about Miss Wu in 2 ways, you know? Like, he had a deal with Miss Wu regarding his dad, and he was doing all
Mhm.
this illegal stuff with her, and he was trying to, like, get her out of his club. Then he hired Miss Wu to kind of take out Drew. He also
Yes.
kissed Jordan. I don't know if she knows about that, but kissed
No.
Jordan when, like, when his dad like, when Curtis was with Portia, but also right after their fight, and that's what I was so grateful for, the conversation between Portia and Curtis, because he said, "You ran to him." Like, can you believe? Can
Oh,
you
it was
believe?
in
Because it was after that argument where they ended their relationship that he, like, barely waited to go kiss Jordan.
Yes.
Okay? So that was their marriage ending. It's not like anything happened after that. And she knows what he did. And I couldn't be happier when she was like, "No, you left our marriage." I love that when he tried to shove the fact that like Jordan is not like Isaiah. I love that she did that. You want to come for Isaiah? Like, no one's bending for you anymore. If you're gonna come
Yes.
for him, I'm gonna come for Jordan. Like, what's the difference? Because again, your thoughts are not proof either. And I love
Exactly.
that she said, "Focus on your own charges." And if you're gonna go so far as to keep Isaiah away, then I'm gonna do that with your partner. I love it. She's like, "You might wanna rethink your living situation." I
No, it was
loved it.
so good. So, like, basically, one, I wish Trina could have heard that conversation, how her dad
Mhm.
reacted to her mom and that she's constantly taking his side. That would have been really eye opening for her. And that with Jordan's whole shift in her personality now that she's with Curtis, the Curtis is rubbing off on her. Apparently, Portia just like sucked that all in. She was very confident, very poised, and ready to deal with that situation.
Yeah, like, I love the w and, like, he couldn't even say anything when she
Nope.
pointed out when she corrected him, but even more than correcting him is when she said, because he was trying to diminish her relationship with him, but I
Yes.
loved and he had nothing to say, she's like, "He's treated me better than you ever could." I could be myself with him. He accepts me. He was compassionate toward me. So there was that speech, and then she says it also, I went through things and you were hostile to me. Trina was hostile to me and he was there for me. He had nothing to say about that because he's like crappy.
Oh, and you know who else is not living up to their relationship potential? Not the right way to
Oh,
put
Chase or Willow? Do you think she's not a devoted wife?
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
gosh.
Okay. Do you want to get into the whole Chase Willow sitch?
Yeah, like,
I guess
Willow's
we have
wallowing
to.
as usual, and, like, I feel like Tracy pushed it, right? Because when they were together, she kind of implied, "I don't want the toy here. I don't want her picking it up, like, handle it," and I felt like that was a request to take it to her house. But it
I
got so
mean,
weird, like, that's how I interpreted it, and it just and he always passes by before his shifts. Every time he says, "I have something to do before his shift," I'm like, "It's your husband, like, why isn't he telling you I'm going" like, what's like, who says that? If you're
I know.
married, no one's going like, "I gotta go run an errand." That's the, like, one time your husband's trying to surprise you.
Exactly. We know every step they make outside this house, like, no doubt. I okay, so what did you think about I mean, Chase always gives her googly eyes, and she's starting to let herself kind of let go.
He
I
did
feel
it
like
in
she
front of
was
his wife.
I
He didn't
could
even pick
not.
up on his wife's angry face,
I know, I
her subtle
know.
threats to him. And he
Oh,
just kept staring at her. It was insane to me.
but what about when before Brooklyn even showed up, when he brought up the foot massage?
Oh my god. Like, I
Did
that's
you
that's the
die?
main part. I was stunned. I was stunned that that even happened, like, she's saying, like, "I don't wanna, like, divorce again," or blah, blah, blah because of their history. And she feels guilty for what she did.
Mhm.
But what? Like, too bad you can't still I can't still rub your feet, like, too bad? but my wife says no touching, but I can use my ears. Why are you talking about touching her? Why are you talking about your time with her? It was just so beyond inappropriate,
Yes. Oh my god, brutal.
and he
So
doesn't see it, and, like, he's supposed to be a cop, and he's like, "Wait a second, you don't love him?"
bad.
I'm like, "Are you not listening?" And then when she was saying like, she's trying to say, like, because she is talking about Drew, she's talking about her current husband, and says,
Yes.
"He basically treated me like an object, like, he was so blinded by his jealousy for Michael, he wanted to take whatever he had, and it happened to be me." And then he jumps in, and I'm like, "But how are you not Drew?" Because he's like in the sense of, the Michael jealousy, because he's like,
Yes.
You're not some kind of object to Drew or Michael." I'm like, "Why are you bringing up Michael? It's not like
I
Michael
know.
has never treated her badly until she slept with his uncle. Just
He
like
forgets that
you."
part.
Yeah, just like you, you didn't start to kinda be weird until she slept with someone else. That's what happened. He pretended to be in a wheelchair, but he only did that after she slept with someone else.
Ah.
And I love this part when he's like, it's fine. It really worked out for me. I have my family of Brooklyn, I have Phoebe." And I'm like, "Didn't really work out so well for Drew, though." Just
No, he's like, "I still
just
get to come over
saying.
and hang out with you when Drew's upstairs, and I get to talk about her past, and I still get to be married, guys. It's so cool."
Oh my gosh. It's absolutely crazy, but even funnier to me, though, no, but what do you think about Michael, though? Because he pieced it together, like, he went hard at Brooklyn before she left the house, like, he had a lot of questions about Trina and her car.
He really did, and I like how she squeezed his finger when she was tying the bow.
I know, that was really funny, but I just think crime-wise, we wanna be really careful about
Yes.
revealing each other's crimes,
Yes.
and that's the part that makes me a little uncomfortable, like, she's going through an adoption, and you're convinced that Chase won't turn her in, but he's arrested her a ton of times, and Tracy too. And I actually was wondering that, like, before Michael, like, kinda had that plan, in my head, I was kind of asking myself this: which crime would bother Chase the most? Brooklyn's or Willow's?
Mm.
Because I feel like he would say, "Michael drove you to it. Drew did this to you."
100%, 100%, because as Michael pointed out, Willow plays the victim really well and Chase loves playing the hero,
Yeah,
whereas Brooklyn dims her light essentially to fit into Chase's bubble and stay kind of in that rose-colored world. But Brooklyn is strong, independent, can stand on her own 2 feet, can defend herself and has her family backing her. And that it's funny because now that you're saying some like rewinding to certain parts of the week where one part where she said, "Oh, Phoebe's really lucky because she gets to grow up with, like, all her cousins," and then
yeah.
Brooklyn, like, "Well, my family's your family." But it's that whole distinction of, like, Chase will never feel a part of that world. He doesn't belong in that world. He belongs with Crazy Willow.
Oh my god, that's so funny because I kinda said that to Johnny, I'm like, "How do you wear that cop uniform and live in a mansion?"
Truly.
No, I mean, look, I liked Jacinda as a balance to Michael, really highlighting everything that he's doing,
Yes.
but for me, I was like, "That's the Carly in him."
Yes, a
That
little
is
wild.
that is so, because like, I mean, Michael, like, we know can be calculated and manipulative, and we talk about how he's like the Jason, the Sunny, the Jax, like, all of these influences, but I'm like, "Yeah, that's his mom right there." Like, when he gets really wacky, like, that's the Carly in him. And I love it. I love because that's like because if he's tapping into Carliness, then he's, like, letting loose and getting wild.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
It's but I don't love it for Brooklyn. I just yeah,
No.
I
Okay, so this is the thing. Remember how we talked about like distinction of very specific stories and when they fall into a specific circle, it's super fun. Like Willow being a little evil, but how it affects everybody else. So it's like I like that he has leverage and I'm okay with Chase departing from the quarter beans, but I'm not okay with how this is gonna affect Brooklyn and potentially the adoption. However, we have Ethan on the case, which I don't know what that means.
I
And
don't know. But, like, I didn't mind when Michael was using Chase's own stupidity against him because 'cause I'm like, "It
Yes,
sucked, but it would be Chase's fault." I don't know about the ratting Brooklyn part, like, that part I feel is disloyal to Brooklyn
I agree.
because it hurts her directly. You know, they both would hurt her, but I feel like that was more unfair. But Ethan, I don't know, because he smiled, but it felt evil a little bit to Tracy. It was ominous, ominous.
Ominous. Okay, okay.
Also, the towels. Did you not notice his towel? Did you see the baskets of towels they had? They were nice
Mm,
towels.
okay, I'm like, I don't am I supposed to what's happening?
No, because, like, I got distracted by the towels
Okay.
because I'm like, "Are they selling them?" Because they sell the Metro Court towels, but we can't get anything delivered because 'cause we're in Canada.
Ugh.
So then I noticed that they had baskets and baskets, like, they had one outside with a crap ton of towels and then 2 baskets inside with even more towels. So then I
Mhm.
was like, "Ugh, are they selling those? I want a towel." But
God
whatever. So
damn.
back
Okay,
to
okay, okay.
Ethan.
Yes, back to Ethan,
I
please.
think Ava and Alexis are onto him.
You think?
I was like, "What are you gonna do with that?" Because Alexis is gonna, like, take this to Brooklyn and be like, "Hey, Ethan
So,
knows her."
yeah.
And I tried to scan his body for tattoos, but I don't
I
remember
was
what the
wondering.
original tattoo even was. So that wasn't helpful. So I just stared at his body, ogling it for no
For
reason.
no reason.
For no reason. That's what
I love
happened.
that. Might use that in the future. I thought he had this tattoo that it was like I was trying to figure something out. So I had to look real hard.
But do you know what I think could become of Ethan in a way?
Tell me.
If, like, he is the baby daddy, he is sort of the Luke in and out.
Okay.
You know, I believe, and hopefully Phoebe will be make, like, a better Lulu, but, like, again, it's the baby's in the Quartermaine home, Brooklyn's raising the baby, and, like, Ethan in and out. It very much mirrors Tracy.
I would you know what? I'm okay with that. I like that.
Yeah, me too. Um, you talked about ogling before. Ogling, oogling, it's
Sure.
lost all
Yeah.
meaning to me now. But that's something that Carly and Valentine have down pat, I find.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
so
Okay, so
amazing.
when Charlotte knocked on the door to go see Carly just to talk to her, it was everything we had talked about,
I
like,
know!
right? So their personalities matching, Carly being the one to connect with her, she can't talk to her mom, another one of those Brit situations where Lulu's gonna lose her
Oh
mind
my gosh,
when
isn't that
Carly
funny? That,
right?
like, Charlotte's like, "Oh my god, why would he turn to Brit?" It's like, "You're turning to Carly."
I know.
It's like, "You've met your mom."
And she talks about her like she can't talk to her,
Yeah.
and Lulu and Dante have been fighting, but I just loved that, Valentine got to overhear that conversation,
Of
but
course
that
he was
Carly got to take
overhearing.
the lead.
So I guess he didn't stomp away like he claimed.
Oh my god, they're so cute, like, I can't stand it, the way they look at each other, like, do they practice that? Did that just happen naturally? Do they just have really good chemistry? Like, that is amazing how they can do that.
They're
They're
like,
really good actors.
yeah, I think right. It's what they do for a living. Yes. But, like, they're the cute little family, right? That she, like you
Yes.
pointed out, connects with Carly and even didn't want her to leave when she was
Yeah.
trying to give them space. Like, this is like to watch Lulu to watch Lulu see this. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Rocco coming back, insisting on a connection with Brit. Because what if by the time they find her, she's not doing well and he's
Oh.
by her damn side in the hospital? And this is where Dante and Lulu have to come to terms with his connection to Brit and how he feels and him getting mad about like trying to go after her in any way. And I think this is where there's a gap in the race, meaning Lulu will never accept it, but Dante is forced to because of Elizabeth's support.
So good, I got goosebumps because she's gonna be laying in the hospital. Is this where Jason comes back, gets the
Yeah.
medication, saves the day?
I think so.
Okay, we did it.
Yeah, I'm like, "We solved it. We're fine. We don't have to watch anymore. We're good. Podcast over."
Yeah,
But
thank you. It's been a
yeah,
great,
great
couple dozen
run.
years.
But, like, yeah, and I think that Jason too will definitely get into Dante's ear about Brit and what she was really going through.
Yes, absolutely.
And he shouldn't be surprised that nobody would ever lean on him. He's a cop. Why would anybody? Like, why would Brit have gone to Dante and be like, "Yeah, I want your help." Like, what was he
No,
gonna do?
but that's exactly it. So it's really interesting what you're saying because, like, so he's in this space where he just like lied about Brit. He's trying to figure stuff out. He like got rid of evidence, and then he had, his revelation of like thinking about Jason's actions, and when he talked about their sons being brothers and raising their kids together. So there's a fondness, and he's going to
Yeah.
truly listen to what Jason has to say. Like that comes with a lot of weight.
Yeah, and it's gonna be weird because, like, Lulu and Jason are close once. And so
That one time,
and
guys.
he went to jail for her son, but it's not gonna mean, like, a damn thing.
No.
But also something about Carly and Valentine is
Yeah.
this. Valentine actually said to her, "I'll always have feelings for Anna." I was like, "Oh, okay." But he chose her, and I kept flashing back to Sunny. I'm like, that's the thing. If Sunny was honest about his feelings for Nina, that I have feelings for her, but I choose you and acted in line with that choice, it would have been different. But it's just crazy how Valentine is making it so clear that he's her choice, despite, all of these other factors.
Because that's the thing, at the end of the day, like, everybody has a past, and when
Mhm.
and you're not blinded either when you're with somebody. There's always gonna be people around, but it is a choice every single day, and to say that to her because that's what she has with Jason, but she made that very clear that even though they choose each other, it's not because they're in love with each other, there is a deep-rooted love. So when Valentine said that in a similar way that, kind of Jason would, but in an in love way, like, it was just she couldn't even talk to him, she just kissed him.
But I know, and I loved I knew he was gonna say that, "But what if I want all those expectations?" I was like,
Like,
"Of course you're gonna say that." But I but
gosh.
I think it's really fascinating, and it's fascinating and validating the fact that you're right, she is not in love with Jason, but we're not wrong that their relationship and how they work is probably a good foundation for a romantic relationship because she has that exact same relationship with Valentine.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so I love that it kinda came to fruition in the sort of way we thought that, like, this is the only man who can, like, really be with her given who she is and who her relation like, her with her relationships to Jason, to Sunny, all of it, and that's what I mean. This whole, like, captivity thing going on with them, his whole being on the run, being a fugitive, was a way where they really did touch on each other's past. They process each other's baggage. Like,
Oh, they
they're
touched on each
ready.
other.
But they're ready. It's not like when Nina and Sunny were together in their bubble and it
No.
burst. Like, this is, like, so real. I am so excited for them to be, like, a full couple.
Me too. Okay, oh my gosh, we talked about all this stuff. We're gonna get to favorite lines.
Mhm.
I feel like this is yours as well. Um, when Brooklyn just, like, held back just a little bit before leaving Willow's house, and she's smiling and everything, and just "You so much as
Absolutely.
breathe on my husband again, it will be your last breath you take, and I will destroy you." I was like, "Girl, that quartermain in you just came out full force."
I know, but Willow just looked really turned on. Like, I feel like
I
it's
know, it was a challenge, it was a challenge.
yeah, she was like, "I want him more now. Thank you." Oh my god, how did we not talk about her and Jen's?
Oh my god, like, I knew that was what you were gonna post about the next day because this girl thinks she's got a lot of clout, like, and Jens is by far so hilarious with his face acting and his physical acting, like, his gesturing towards Drew, like, "Look at him, he's better like this."
It was hilarious, but even before Jen showed up, it was like Johnny was saying the eye acting. So I would have to give a gold star to Drew's
Yes,
eye acting because she's
100%.
saying stuff like, like, "I just need to know you're gonna leave me alone." And he was, like, rolling his eyes like, "I don't want you." And and then she was like, "Just trust me to deal with Jens." I'm like, "But why would he trust you? He literally took over your mind. Like, he controlled you
I
because he
know,
could.
I
Why would he
know.
trust you? He saw what you were capable of." Like, literally, I realized, like, she's not good at this. Like, she got a boost of confidence when
Yeah,
she helped her mom kinda control Brennan, and she thought she could do the same thing. I'm like, "You had nothing other than just the whole leverage thing. That's her angle. "You
I
need
know.
me." And I'm like, I think you could put anybody in that position." if
Right?
he had to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he thinks Drew is a problem, you know how he'll handle that, and if you start to become a problem, that's exactly how he's going to handle you. So that was just funny. I think Jen's was so entertaining, and I would just suggest if anybody wants to be entertained, just go watch the clips of him just making fun of her so hard. She says she doesn't want her husband dead, and he was like, "Well, then why did you shoot him twice in the back?"
Right?
And just saying, like, he was such a terrible conversationalist, all the whinging about everybody. Like, what? I it was just really good. A huge, huge gold star to Jen's. Like, to have such
Huge.
a villain where you're like, "I know this is bad, but this is just too good. Too good."
Right?
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite lines is when Obrick was in the what do you call it, in that room?
Squad room.
Yes, the interrogation room. And, she's talking to Nathan Cassius, and then she lights up from it, she's like, "Wait a second, is this a poorly thought out plan to get Lulu back?"
That was really good, and I loved how just her attitude to everybody when they're like, "Well, maybe there's something you remember." She's like, "Yes, suddenly something will come to me," and I was just like just the way she was behaving was so good. It was
No,
so
it is
good.
so good. Okay, I promise I'll only give away one more. I just love the Ava Alexis interaction, the fact that they were on a tag team, uh, road trip together, and Ava's like, "Wait a second, is this gonna be one of those, like, kidnapping adventures?"
I loved it. It reminded me of Felicia, but I kept forgetting, like, who, Felicia and Anna or Felicia and Lucy Capers?
I don't know.
But either way, I was here for the whole Alexis Ava situation. That was amazing. They were so good together. I just have like a ton of gold stars, to be honest. I have like Trina coming around, her moment with Gio,
Yes.
Portia for like how she came at Curtis. Um again, Jen's Willow, Brooklyn and how she handled Chase. I can't
Yes.
give a full gold star to Michael's plan. I'm fine with like, tempting Chase, but the other half, so I'm gonna give a half a star to Michael.
Okay.
Stars to Carly and Valentine. Obviously, Alexis, Ava, but Ethan, I wanna give him a star because he said some fun stuff, but I
Does
don't
he
know
get the
what
other
he's
half?
doing. He
Does
gets
he
the
get the
other
other
half of the
half?
star, yeah, because there's
Perfect.
something ominous, like, he's not gonna do anything, I don't think, to ever harm, like, Tracy or even Brooklyn or the baby, but I'm just
Mhm.
kinda wondering, like, what is he protecting at this point?
What was he involved in before he came
Yeah,
before Charles, essentially, right?
yeah. Oh my god, a
Uh-oh.
gold star to this moment, how could we forget? Elizabeth's in the bed
That
with
was so
Rick,
funny.
and she
Yep.
starts going on about Dante, and he's like,
He's
"Oh,
such a
okay."
nice guy.
And then I loved it. She was just like, "I feel so bad for Dante," and he's like, "And for Lulu too, right?" She's like, "Yeah." That that
So good.
like, Rick is not blind. He's like, "What?
No.
I took you away for a weekend, I bought you an expensive painting, and you seem into Dante, and he hasn't spent a dime on you."
It's gonna get juicy. Summer's gonna be fun.
And my other favorite moment was between Gio and Sunny.
Yes.
When Gio is like, "Is there anything I can do to, like, help find Rocco?" And I was just like, "What are you gonna do? Play the violin until he gets home? Like, what are you gonna do to help?" Like, so that was
Um, oh my gosh. I do love the conversation about, like, what does Alexa say? "Don't say hipper, go with cooler."
I do because this week somebody who's older was telling me about this really hip place, and I was like, "Cool." But I'm fine with the use of that term though, right? Like, I'm okay with it, but it was just really funny. It was
Well,
just like
yes, because I'm your older sister and I say stuff like hipper.
Jesus.
So you're just used to it, you know?
Mhm.
Um, okay, what was your cutie pie moment of the week?
I don't know, you tell me. Is it
I
Gio
did
and
last
Sunny?
week.
Is it Trina and Gio? Is it Rick and Elizabeth? I don't know. Is it Ava and Alexis? Is it Carly and Sunny? Is it Carly and Charlotte? Tune in this Sunday and vote on what you think is the best cutie pie moment. My
You know
handle
what?
is what?
That went well. So yes, continue. What is your handle?
My handle is at cutie pie coloring on Instagram. The link to the coloring book is on our page. And you can go to Amazon and just look up the cutie pie coloring book for people.
That was really good. That was like your smoothest transition. Oh my gosh, folks. This was a blast. We covered all the things. We talked about all this stuff.
In 45 minutes, no less.
That's a wrap, folks. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.